I don't know who killed Mr. Beck, detective, and I've got bigger things to worry about.
Girl, you better stop that attitude. I know that. You better not be hollering at me. You know who I am. What's up, y'all? It's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do the next episode of Unread, Unsolved. And I think today is going to be the day that we actually have another case. Like we're gonna do the new case this time. I faked y'all out last time and I told y'all that, you know, yesterday we were gonna do a new case, but that's not really what happened last time. But we did find out a bunch of information about Leah, my daughter, who's gone missing. Let's just go ahead and just hop into the next day. I think this is a new case. We ain't gonna be talking about Leah too much. I don't think. We hopping into a new case this time. So let's just go ahead and jump into it. All right, here's Danielle. Danielle's my boss. I said, morning, Danielle. Hope all's well with you. She said, hi, Kate. All good this end. Lots of going on like usual. All okay on your end? I said, yeah, all good. Worried about Leah, obviously. Just wanted to thank you for taking a chance on me and allowing me to do a remote case like this. It means a lot. She said, of course, you're always a great asset to the force. I said, also wanted to let you know how well I'm doing with the ACT program. It's really helped me get back on track. That's my alcoholics group, alcoholics coming together. She said, great to hear it's helping. I know it's worked for a few other people. I said, I'm in regular contact with my sponsor, that's Patrick, and I'm nearly 2 months sober now. Really feels like I turned the corner. She said, that's great, Kate. Important to keep in mind what a long road it can be, though. I said, absolutely, although I feel like I'd be ready to come back to work properly. She said, one step at a time. I don't want to put too much stress on you too soon. But Danielle, I'm ready. I'm ready, sis. Am I missing something? Okay, let's go to Eric's video call for a second. I think I'm missing something. Hey, Eric.
Hey, Kate, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Really good, thanks, really good. So I've got a bit of an unusual case.
Yeah?
What?
A man was killed at the gym over in Alderdale. His body was found in the morning in the swimming pool.
Okay.
The thing is, the building security system says that no one else was in the gym when he died.
Weird. Okay, send me what you've got.
Thanks, Kate.
I said, hey, who does the body belong to? He said the manager, a guy called Caleb Beck. I said, how he died? Did he drown? He said blunt force trauma to the head with a dumbbell. And get this, the CCTV was turned off from inside, so it had to be a member of the staff. I said, guess someone didn't agree with his management style. He said, that's more than a disagreement with your boss. The case file will be ready in about 15. I'll send it over as soon as I've got it. I said, looking forward to getting stuck in this one. He said, you remember to delete all the messages from the last case, right? I said, yep, don't worry, it's all gone. He said, thanks, just emailing you the case file. Like I said, it's a weird one. And I said, thanks, Eric, we'll take a look now. Hold on. Let us take a look, okay? Here's our case file, y'all. I'm gonna disappear again. Bye. Bye. Okay, y'all. So the body of Caleb Beck was found on Monday morning on the premises of Extreme X Fitness Club in Alderdale, where Beck worked as a general manager. His body was found in the swimming pool, and the coroner assigned the cause of death as blunt force trauma to the head. Time of death was around 10 p.m. Murder weapon is believed to be a hand weight or dumbbell found at the scene. The hand weight had been wiped clean of prints. Caleb was last seen alive at 7 p.m. just before the CCTV cut out. The system has to be turned off manually, and there were 4 other members of staff on shift at the time: Kyle Smith, Spencer Ellis, Alexa McKinnon, and Marie Lennox. Marie Lennox, the cleaner, claims to have been the last person to leave the premises that night. All 4 members of staff swiped out through the turnstiles using their key cards, and there were no signs of forced entry into the building. An employee named Kyle Smith was the first to arrive the next morning and found Beck's body. Members of staff described Beck as a hands-on manager who pushed his employees to the max. The gym had been operating at a loss for months and faces closure. Okay, and here's Caleb Beck. He grew up in Whitford and had been manager at the gym for 3 years prior to the murder. He was 36. All right, here's our suspects, y'all. Marie Lennox is a cleaner who's been with Extreme X Fitness for 9 months and works every day between 7 and 9. Members of staff say she had been recently complaining that Mr. Beck owed her outstanding money for her work. Kyle Smith had been working as a personal trainer at Extreme Fitness for 6 months. Members of staff reported frequent arguments between Kyle and Mr. Beck, which on one occasion resulted in a physical altercation. Kyle's clients were transferred to other trainers after the incident, and now he only works in a supervisory role. Spencer Ellis has been assistant manager at Extreme X Fitness for 2 years and worked closely with Mr. Beck during this time. Members of staff report that the two got along well, but it's worth noting that Spencer had recently applied to a managerial position in another branch of the Extreme Fitness gyms. Alexa recently returned to work after taking 6 weeks off due to a broken arm. Alexa's injury occurred while she was working in the gym, and she filed a lawsuit against Extreme Fitness as a result. The lawsuit was unsuccessful, and she returned to work shortly after dropping it. Okay, that's strange. Okay, here is the murder weapon, the suspected murder weapon, a cast iron dumbbell found in the swimming pool covered in the victim's blood. Okay, and there's a unique engraving found on the dumbbell. Those are Roman numerals. I think if I know Roman numerals, which I don't, I think that's 2008. I think that's supposed to be 2008, but listen, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, next piece of evidence is a time card. These are staff logout times at the Extreme X Fitness gym the night of Beck's murder. Okay, so Kyle Smith was in at 11:30 and out at 7:30. Okay, and then Alexa McKinnon was in at 2:30, left at 8:30. Spencer Ellis was in at 4:45 and out at 8:41. So he worked half a day. And then Marie Lennox was in at 3 o'clock and left at 9. Okay, and then the last piece of evidence, this is the office desktop in the manager's office where the CCTV is controlled. Why do he have all his passwords? Y'all don't be putting y'all passwords on Post-it notes and stuff. Okay, the alarm code is 2008. CCTV is 2008. Locker, what does that say? Oops. Locker master code 190897. Wi-Fi is Extreme X staff to the max 2020. Desktop Caleb Beck. Why has he got his, look at all this. And then the staff log code. Why does he have so much stuff in the head office, Whitford? Y'all don't be putting y'all, what that say? Shoot, I can't see that, y'all. Look, after that last case, you gotta be zooming in and stuff. You gotta be, listen, you gotta catch every piece of evidence. Okay, let's go back to Eric. I said, the records say everyone swiped out of work, but someone must stay behind. That's true, because he died at 10 o'clock. His time of death was 10 o'clock, but everybody swiped out before 10 o'clock. Eric said, strange, isn't it? I said, yeah, I wonder what the hell happened. And he said, think you can help? I said, I'll try. Looks like a lot of people had it in for Caleb Beck. He said, sounds like quite a character, doesn't he? We're bringing all the subjects in for interrogation today. I said, okay, great. I'm interested to hear what they have to say. And Eric said, we'll start interviews at 12. I said, I'll be ready. I think I should talk to Marie first. She was the last person to leave the building, and Caleb owed her money. She could have confronted him and lost her temper. He said, yeah, for sure. And I said, is it just me, or is a dumbbell a weird choice of murder weapon? He said, extra weird considering the murder was committed by the swimming pool. Suggests premeditation, like the perpetrator carried it with intent. I said, grisly thought. And he said, yeah, I'll have Marie ready for 12 then. Okay. All right, Eric said, Marie's being processed. We'll be ready for you in 30. Same drill as the last case. He said, any thoughts so far on the case? I said, I'm still soaking it all up. We'll get more of a sense after I interviewed the suspects. And he said, nearly set up now, Kate. Call it a couple. I said, ready when you are.
Hi, Miss Lennox. My name is Detective Kate Finch.
Hi.
As my colleague has already explained to you, I will be interviewing you as part of a preliminary investigation into the murder of Caleb Beck. This will be recorded, so anything that you say may be submitted as evidence in a court of law.
I don't understand. Why aren't you here at the station?
Well, I couldn't make it in today, so we're conducting the interview via video call.
Mind your business.
Okay. Strange, but okay.
Good. Now, according to the staff log, you were the last person to leave Extreme X Fitness on the night Mr. Beck was killed.
Well, I'm always the last to leave. The cleaning's done before closing.
Well, so if you were the last to leave, that means that you were the last person to see Mr. Beck alive.
Well, apart from the person who killed him, of course.
What time exactly did you leave?
About 9 p.m. I finished mopping the floors. I swiped out using my key card. Went home, went to bed. That's it.
Were you home alone?
No, my mother was there, but she was in bed. She's 90 years old.
And did you interact with anyone else? I mean, speak to anyone on the phone, perhaps?
No, I was tired. I just wanted to go to bed.
Long day?
Yes. I had 4 cleaning jobs that day. The gym was the last one. And I'm getting older, Detective. It's hard work and my back hurts in the evenings.
Did you notice anything unusual, suspicious while you were cleaning?
Actually, there was something. The sauna had been turned off. It's normally my job to do that before I clean the pool room.
Okay. Do you have any idea who might have switched it off?
No, but I think it had been quiet that day. Maybe Mr. Beck wanted to save energy.
Maybe. Seems odd though, if it was usually your job. The CCTV had been switched off as well. Did you notice that?
No, I don't know anything about CCTV. I don't even know where they keep it.
Now, Mr. Beck apparently owed you some pay, is that right?
Yes. I wasn't paid for a few shifts last month. I kept asking him, but he wouldn't pay me. I think Mr. Beck owed a lot of people money.
What makes you say that?
Well, I saw a lot of letters coming through the door. They looked like notices. I don't think he was paying the bills.
And why do you think that was?
I don't know, Detective. I've got enough problems going on in my own life. My mother's ill, my husband's gone.
I'm sorry to hear that.
But I didn't know Mr. Beck very well, and I didn't see anything.
Okay.
How did he die?
He was bludgeoned to death with a dumbbell.
I guess they weren't satisfied with just drowning him. Makes sense if you ask me.
Well, I thought you didn't know Mr. Beck very well.
I didn't. But I didn't like him either.
Okay. Well, that's enough for now. I'll be in touch if I've got any further questions. Thanks for your time, Miss Lennox.
Thanks. Bye.
Marie asks, how did the man die? And when I told her about the dumbbell, she gonna say, I guess drowning wasn't enough or whatever. How you know that he was in the swimming pool? How you know drowning was even a thing? How you know? I got my eye on you, sis. I got my eye on you. I text Eric, I said, so it's true Caleb owed Marie money, and she saw all the red letters coming through the door, so she knew he couldn't pay her. Eric said, killing him wouldn't get her the money though, would it? I said, no, but could have lost her temper and lashed out. Eric said, we seen it before. She said, it sounds like she's got a few problems in her life. Could Caleb refusing to pay her be the final straw? Eric said, maybe, yeah. You believe her that she was too busy to care much about Caleb? And I said, something about that conversation kind of irked me. Was there some kind of sinister joy in her eyes when I told her how Caleb died? Like she enjoyed hearing what happened to him. He said, I noticed it too. She admitted she wasn't a fan of his, and she claimed not to know where the CCTV's controlled, but the passwords weren't exactly hard to find. Right. That man got all his passwords on his computer. A cleaning lady would know that. A cleaning lady would have noticed that. I said, yeah, as soon as she cleaned the office desk, she couldn't have missed them, really. What's interesting is that she said the sauna had been turned off early. He said, what do you mean? I said, someone obviously wanted it to cool down, so they had somewhere to hide. Eric said somewhere to lie in wait for Caleb while everyone else left work. I said, yeah. The log says they all swiped out, but doesn't take much to hop over a turnstile while no one's looking. Eric said, especially with the CCTV being turned off. I said, exactly. So we need to work out who turned the CCTV and sauna off. Anyway, I want to talk to Kyle Smith next. Sounds like things had got ugly between him and Caleb before. Eric said, sure. We'll go through the paperwork and have him ready for one. I said, perfect. Talk to you then. Okay, y'all. Eric said, just bringing Kyle through now. Call us in a couple. All right, hold on, y'all. Let's look at Kyle.
Hi, Carl. My name is Detective Kate Finch.
Hi.
As my colleague has already explained to you, I am conducting this interview as part of a preliminary investigation into the murder of Caleb Beck. It will be recorded, so anything that you say may be submitted as evidence in a court of law.
Yeah, I know. I thought Caleb was an asshole, but I didn't kill him.
Why didn't you guys get on?
Unlike Caleb, I got into the fitness industry because I love sports. I like to keep fit and I want to perform at my best. Caleb was telling everyone to pump their bodies full of this shit just because he was on an ego trip.
What do you mean?
Steroids. It's disgusting. He was telling everyone to do it.
Why?
To get gains faster. He created this kind of cult where you had to do what you were told. If you went against him, he'd cut your shifts down and make you clean the toilets. And then I told him what I thought, and he started getting rid of my clients. I went in one day, and all of my clients had been assigned new PTs.
What did you say to him?
I told him that Alexa's accident was his fault, because it was.
And were you there when Alexa injured her arm?
Yeah, she was using the pull-up bar, and it collapsed and she fell on her arm. Caleb hadn't been running proper safety checks. It caused permanent damage on her.
Yeah, I know. She filed a lawsuit, tried to sue, didn't she? Okay, so faulty equipment and steroids. That's what you and Caleb were arguing about.
Yeah.
And there wasn't anything else, anything personal between you two?
No. I just think that life's too short to put up with people like Caleb.
Interesting choice of words.
Very interesting.
What time did you leave the gym on the night that Caleb died?
7:30.
That's earlier than everyone else, was it?
I just had to get out of there.
Why?
I just couldn't stand it. I hated it, I've told you.
Okay.
Is there anything else?
Yeah, there is just one more thing. The CCTV, where is it kept?
The office.
That's correct. So, someone turned it off that night. Do you know what members of staff had access to the office?
The office was always left open. The passwords were pinned onto the desktop so everyone could do Caleb's work when he was too wasted.
Too wasted? Did that happen often?
Yeah. Everyone knew Spencer was doing the real work.
And did Spencer and Caleb get on?
Seemed to. I find it hard to believe anyone found Caleb a joy to work with.
Okay, Carl. Thanks. That's it for now. I'll contact you if I have any more questions for you. Thanks.
Bye.
Kyle left early. Okay. I text Eric. I said Kyle was seething. All those tales of Caleb being a tyrant to work for. Eric said, yeah, like Caleb taking away all his clients after they had an argument. Pretty rough if it's true. I said I believed him. He had that kind of edge of someone who was being bullied, you know? Eric said, edgy enough to have snapped? I said, not sure yet. I got the sense he was telling the truth, but he can't account for his whereabouts at all. Eric said, and he was the first to leave. Maybe he's the one who turned off the sauna. Maybe he was hiding in there. I said, quite possibly. He said everyone had access to system passwords in the office, so technically anyone could have turned off the CCTV. He said technically, let's find out what the others were up to that night. I said when it sounded like there was a lot of personal animosity between them, he blamed Caleb for Alexa's accident. Caleb took his clients away. Kyle clearly hated his approach with steroids and drinking. They even had a physical altercation in the past. I'd like to know more about that, Eric, if you can do some digging. Eric said, already on it, trying to track down a couple of witnesses who don't work at the gym anymore. I said, great, hopefully that gives us something useful. Eric said, who do you want to interview next? I said, Alexa. I want to find out what happened with their lawsuit. Sounds like things got ugly between her and Caleb as well. And Eric said, I'll set it up for 3. Okay, I text Eric. I said, anything back from the fight witnesses? He said, not yet. I left voicemails and emails. We'll give another chaser now. What you thinking about all this so far? I said, I'm thinking back to Marie's interview. She was the last person to leave, right? Eric said, according to the log, yeah. She said the sauna was turned off, which normally was her job to do before she cleans the pool room. But then she cleaned the pool room and didn't notice that Caleb was floating dead in the pool. Eric said, yeah, that makes no sense. She surely have noticed that. I said, unless she killed him herself. He said, yeah, or someone else was hiding in the sauna and killed Caleb later like you thought. I said, but she'd have seen them in the sauna, no? And Eric said, yeah, it's not that big. I said, unless she saw it was turned off and didn't bother looking in. Sorry, I should have thought about this and asked her earlier. Must be a bit rusty. Eric said, I take rusty you over my new partner any day. I'll see if I can quickly get her to clarify this later on. I said, thanks, Eric. Something don't add up with her. Eric said, so I tried to get Marie to clarify whether she went into the sauna or not. She got really defensive and basically said she wasn't going to answer any more questions without a lawyer present. I said, wow, okay. He said, what do you make of that? I said, need some legal advice not to trip herself up. Eric said, yeah, seems likely. Well, let's see what happens when her lawyer gets here later then. I said, will be interesting. And he said, ready to interview Alexa? I said, yep. So let's go ahead, y'all.
Hiya.
Hi, Alexa. My name is Detective Kate Finch. As my colleague has just explained to you,
Okay.
I will be conducting this interview as part of a preliminary investigation into the murder of Caleb Beck. So this is being recorded, and anything that you say may be submitted as evidence in a court of law.
Yeah, that's fine. How can I help?
You were a personal trainer at Extreme X Fitness for a couple of years?
That's right.
And how would you describe your time working with Caleb?
It was pretty tough, actually. Not that he deserves what happened to him.
Yeah, people have described him as being a bit of a bully. Would you
Yeah,
agree?
he had a real temper. You just never really knew what would set him off. So sometimes he'd throw things at you, shout at you, and he actually would threaten to fire us from our jobs as well.
Can you remember anything specific?
Yeah, so one time he actually cut an hour of my pay because I was taking too many toilet breaks. Charming, isn't it?
There was a rumour going around that he was taking steroids. Do you believe that?
I know he was using steroids. Everyone knew. And everyone uses steroids, so it's pretty ugly.
And what about you? Were you using steroids?
Yeah, a couple of times before my accident I did, just to grow fast. But not anymore.
I heard about your accident. Broken arm in 3 places. That can't be good news for someone in your line of work.
Yeah, I'm never going to recover to full strength. But it's just the way the cookie crumbles. You can't, nothing I can do about it now.
Yeah, you say that, although you filed a lawsuit straight after the accident, didn't you?
Yeah, I did try to claim compensation, but my lawyer said that there was no one they could prove was at fault.
And how did Mr. Beck take that?
He said that he was going to break my other arm in 3 places just to match the first one.
Why did you stay working there?
The money was all right, and the overtime is good. Plus, I now know how to handle Caleb. You just have to let it go and wait for him to calm down.
That's very relaxed of you. God, you're stuck at a company that caused your accident. I'd be furious.
Yeah, well, who's going to hire a PT with a broken arm? I've just got to come to terms with it, and yeah, sometimes you have to let things go.
Where were you the night of the murder, Alexa?
I left work at about 8:30. Caleb, Spencer and the cleaner, they were still there when I left.
And what did you do after that?
Just went home and watched a movie.
What movie did you watch?
I think it was just something on television.
Can you remember what it's about? Who was in it?
That one kid from the vampire movies.
Well, I mean, that could be anything. Can you remember any details about it?
No, sorry, I don't.
And were you alone, or is there someone that could corroborate your whereabouts?
No, I was alone.
Okay. And you're sure you left at 8:30?
Yeah, positive.
All right. That's all for now. Thanks, Alexa.
Thank you.
Eric said, what do you make of that? I said Alexa downplayed everything. Her injury, Caleb's behavior, and the way things were at the gym. Eric said, thinks she could be trying to cover herself? I said, maybe. A broken arm in 3 places is pretty bad news for an athlete, right? Eric said, yeah, definitely. My little brother broke his arm in 2 places when he fell off his bike when we were kids. It was bad for years afterward. I said, that's what I thought. Kyle confirmed earlier that Caleb didn't carry out proper safety checks. It sounds like the gym was definitely at fault, but Alexa's lawyer just couldn't prove it. And Alexa admitted herself that nowhere else is going to hire her with a bad arm. Eric said, so she was basically stuck there with an abusive boss who ruined her career. Not sure I'd be that philosophical. I said, I'm not sure she's that philosophical. I'm not buying her Zen act. Saying she was unfazed by Caleb's temper, a boss who ruined her career and now threatens and bullies her. Eric said, I don't buy it either. She seemed nervy too when you asked her about her alibi, or lack of. I said, if she can't remember which film she was watching, right, Red Flag City. She's either a Zen Buddhist or a cold-blooded killer. I can't tell which right now. Eric said, me neither. Just Spencer left to talk to. 5 p.m.? I said, yep, let's do it. Let's do it. I said, I've just been running through everything again. Caleb certainly seems like someone who could drive someone to murder. He seemed like he got a kick out of keeping people under his control. Deducting wages, bullying his staff, all that stuff. Eric said, leaning towards anyone yet? I said, they all got powerful motives and they're all lacking concrete alibis. But something about Marie that's ringing alarm bells for me. Refusing to clarify whether she went in the sauna or not without a lawyer. Eric said, yeah, pretty dodgy. But then again, Kyle and Alexa have stronger reason to kill Caleb. I said, managed to unearth anything more about any of them yet? He said, not yet, but we're still digging into them all. Spencer's ready to be interviewed. Call us in 5.
Hi, Spencer. My name is Detective Kate Finch.
Hi, Detective.
As my colleague has already explained to you, I am interviewing you as part of the preliminary investigation into the murder of Caleb Beck. This is being recorded, so anything that you say may be submitted as evidence in a court of law.
Understood.
Now, you were the assistant manager at Extreme X Fitness, is that correct?
That's right.
Good. A few people have said that it was hard to work with Caleb.
Oh, God, not this again. All that complaining and moaning about Caleb, it was pathetic. All the staff ever did was whine, whine, whine. It was unprofessional.
Fair enough. So, what about you then, Spencer? What was your relationship like with Caleb?
I think I was the only person in the office that even tried to get on with him. I think Caleb appreciated that.
I see, but I saw your application to transfer. Why did you want to do that?
It wasn't a transfer, Detective. It was a promotion. It was a step up and a pay rise. Anyone in my position would do the same. It wasn't because of any problems I was having.
And was Caleb all right with you moving on?
Well, he wasn't aware. Not to start with.
Well, how did he find out?
They called and asked him for a reference.
And did he give you one?
No, not exactly. I guess he didn't want to lose me though. I'm a hard worker.
Some people might consider that a stab in the back.
I took it as a compliment. He obviously wanted to keep me around.
Okay. I heard a rumour that Caleb was taking steroids, Spencer. Is that true?
Hello?
I'm sure it's very common.
What's that?
They can affect people's moods. Did it ever seem like tempers were running high, that people felt on edge?
There were some hotheads there for sure.
Have you spoken to Carl yet?
Yes, we have.
He's trouble. He hated Caleb. Hated him.
Now, I need to ask you about the CCTV system, Spencer. Is it true that the employees at X had access to both the office and the security system?
Yeah. I stuck all the passwords on the desktop because I got tired of everyone forgetting them. They call me at all hours to get the codes. It's not best practice, you know.
Now, I saw quite a few of the passwords were 2008. Why is that?
2008
Well, what's the significance of the date?
was the year I won the weightlifting championship. It was a good year.
So it's your lucky number.
No, I don't know about that. It was just the first thing that came to mind.
Where were you at 11 p.m? With your partner, family, friends?
No,
So, no evening plans then? You
I live alone.
And can anyone vouch for your whereabouts, Mr. Ellis?
No, not really. But I had no reason to kill Caleb, Detective.
Okay.
We got along.
Well, that's all for now, Spencer. I'll be in touch if I've got any further questions. Thank you.
Yo, what is going on with these people? I thought I had the suspect, but every time I watch a new person, they all could have did it. Like, what is good? Good Lord. I said, wow, Caleb wouldn't give Spencer a reference and stopped him getting his promotion. Pretty nasty. Eric said, yep, I don't know if I buy his whole flattered to be kept around thing. I'd be pissed if someone blocked a promotion. I said, me too. Question is, did he want a promotion or did he just want to get out? Eric said, he didn't like all the complaining that went on about Caleb. Seemed like he was the only one who got on with him. I said, unless that was an act. Eric said, you think he might have secretly hated Caleb? I said, friends close, enemies closer, and all that. Eric said, or his relationship with Caleb broke down after he blocked his promotion. I said, yeah, it would be understandable for sure. Especially if Kyle was right about Spencer bearing the brunt of Caleb's work, then there definitely could have been some resentment there. Eric said, worth remembering that Spencer is the one who sets all the system passwords, such as the CCTV too. I said, yeah, although everyone there had access to them. And like the others, he has no alibi. He said, I don't trust any of them right now, to be honest. Right. Me neither, Eric. I said, yeah, it definitely feels like there's more to all this. Eric said, you leaning in any direction? I said, not right now. I need to think, rewatch the calls, check in with you soon, okay? He said, sure thing, talk to you soon. Y'all, I don't know who it could be. I don't know who this could be. Okay, y'all, we got an email about a fight witness. We also got some more emails about Leah too, but I'm gonna wait to do all those emails in another video. Here's the witness statement from the guy who used to work at the gym. Really interesting to hear what actually happened in the fight between Caleb and Kyle. Let me know when you've read it. Okay, y'all, this is from Gary Richfond, a former personal trainer at the club, is giving the following statement relating to the fight between Kyle Smith and Caleb Beck. Okay, I remember the fight between Caleb and Kyle at the gym well. They really got into it with each other. I can't remember the specifics of what made it all kick off, but they both really lost it, especially Caleb. He was definitely the aggressor. He got off a few punches on Kyle before I could get in between them. I took an elbow to my jaw for my trouble. Anyway, I ended up dragging them apart and Kyle was covered in blood. His nose was broken and he was going ballistic. Everyone had to get involved holding him back. Caleb was just grinning at him in that nasty way of his, and Kyle was threatening to do all sorts to him. He was ranting about how he'd make Caleb pay for that, whether it was the last thing he did. Loads of other stuff too. I'll never forget the look in his eyes as he was being dragged off to the hospital to get his nose looked at. He was staring at Caleb with this nuts look in his eyes. Probably just heat of the moment stuff. You know what blokes are like, but it stuck in my mind for sure. Child. Okay. Kyle done moved up on my suspect list. He done moved up, Kyle. I said, all that really went down? He said, apparently so. We checked Kyle's hospital records, and it looks like it was as bad as the witness is making out. I said, that shows Caleb's aggression in a new light. Eric said, absolutely, but most interesting is what Kyle said to Caleb before he went to the hospital. I said, yeah, that red is pretty chilling. Now we're investigating Caleb's murder. Eric said, people do say this sort of stuff when they're in a fight, I guess. I said, yeah, but still, shows how volatile their relationship was. Eric said, you think Kyle's the sort of person who held on to a grudge about something like this? I said, wouldn't put it past him. He clearly hated Caleb. With everything we know about how Caleb bullied his staff, maybe something like that played on Kyle's mind and built up as resentment grew. Then the argument over Alexa's injury tipped him over the edge and he snapped. Eric said, not a bad shout. The team is still looking into other suspects to try and find anything that could help. I said, let me know if they find anything. I'm gonna work over everything again. He said, looks like Alexa and Kyle are a lot closer than they've been making out. I said, they're in a relationship with each other? He said, yeah, and looks like they kept it a secret from everyone. I said, wow, didn't expect that. Why would they keep it a secret? Eric said, not sure yet, but the digital forensics team managed to unearth a deleted social media post from Kyle showing him and Alexa together last year. I said, what was the post? He said, a selfie of them having a romantic meal for her birthday from August 20th last year. The caption was, treating this beauty like she deserves to be for her birthday. It was deleted shortly after. We also found that they went for a meal together at a restaurant near the gym a couple days before Caleb was killed. I said, so they're still an item then? He said, seems so, yeah. I said, that would explain why Kyle was so angry with Caleb over Alexa's injury. Eric said, you think they planned this together? I said, maybe, yeah, she's acting all zen to throw us off. Eric said, maybe Kyle acted on his own and didn't even tell Alexa, protect her from it all. I said, it's an interesting idea, but even if it was one or both of them, we still need evidence to charge them with it. Eric said, we'll keep digging. I said, me too, we'll find it. Any updates? He said, not yet. I said, I'm gonna work through each suspect and see if I can tie them to the murder. Check in soon. He said, will do. What you thinking? I said, well, Marie seemed unlikely. The money she was owed seemed like too small to murder Caleb over. But then again, we know she had problems in her personal life and things were tough for her financially. So maybe they argued and in the heat of the moment, she hit him with whatever she could find. Eric said, and she refused to clarify whether she went into the sauna or not until her lawyer got here. I said, yeah, that's shady. She also claimed not to know where the CCTV was kept, but must have seen it when cleaning the office. And no alibi. Spencer's only real motive was that Caleb blocked his promotion, which also doesn't seem high enough stakes to murder over. But then again, he seemed kind of intense and seemed to take his career pretty seriously, so you never know. No alibi too, but the others back up that he and Caleb got on. Eric said, what do you make of everything with Alexa and Kyle? I said, Alexa's got the most motive seemingly, trapped at the gym and her PT career in tatters over an injury caused by Caleb's negligence, tried and failed to get compensation and resorted to taking things into her own hands. I think she had to be covering up the way she really felt about Caleb and how accepting she was about it. And she seemed she was lying about her alibi, couldn't remember the name of the film she supposedly watched, and is in a secret relationship with one of the other suspects. Eric said, yeah, that's hard to get past for me. They seem an unlikely couple, which helps me question whether she's using him to help settle her score with Caleb. I said, if Kyle's genuinely in love with Alexa and had to watch as her career fell apart because of Caleb, that could be a powerful motive. Eric said, and we have that witness that said he threatened Caleb after they got in a fight too. I said, we also can't rule out that Kyle and Alexa planned it together. They met up a couple days before the murder. Eric said, but we don't have enough to hold any of them on currently, and we need to make a decision on this ASAP. I said, I know. Give me 5 to look over everything. I think I worked it out. We'll call you now. Okay, y'all. Same thing as last time. I'm going to pause for the calls. I'm going to give y'all a second. Mull it over. Ponder over who the suspect is, who y'all suspect is. Review all the evidence that you need to review. I'm gonna try and timestamp each person's interview so that y'all can just click back on each person's interview if you need to. Do all that and then come back over here, come back to me so that we can review the case. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you, I have no idea. I have no idea who would kill this man. I have so many suspects and not enough answers. Not enough answers. I'm leaning more towards Spencer because of that murder weapon. I don't think the cleaner did it. I don't think the cleaner did it. Is she shady? Yes. Marie, I think is her name. Is she shady? Yeah, she is. But I don't think that she could kill that man. And she also kind of old, and no shade. But like, the dumbbell that killed that man looked pretty heavy. I don't think that lady could pick up a dumbbell and like swing it at Caleb like that. I also don't think that Alexa could take that dumbbell and swing it. I mean, she could with her other arm maybe, but remember her arm is broken in 3 places. I don't think it's the 2 women, and not even trying to be sexist or anything. I just think that Marie is too old and Alexa is too injured. I think that they don't have like the strength to like knock that man upside the head and kill him from a dumbbell. Also, the dumbbell is not there. It's like I keep focusing on the fact that is Spencer's dumbbell. It has to be Spencer, right? I think that Kyle did hate Caleb. I think that he did. I just don't think he would kill him though. Y'all don't realize this, but I've been talking to myself for like 15 minutes now. I've been rambling for like 15 minutes about who could actually be the suspect. But I think that I'm ready. I think that I'm ready to point the finger at Spencer. I think I am. Let's do it. Let's do it. Listen.
I don't know who killed Mr. Beck, detective, and I've got bigger things to worry about.
Girl, you better stop that attitude. I know that. You better not be hollering at me. You know who I am.
I hated him, but I didn't kill him. He's not worth it.
Okay.
Look, I've come to terms with my injury now. I didn't do it.
Caleb and I, we understood each other. Why would I kill him?
You're right. All the evidence points to Spencer. I'm gonna go in there now.
Does Eric say that every time?
This is Detective Eric Jones. Also present in the room, Mr. Spencer Ellis. The time is 8:30 p.m. We know the murder weapon belonged to you, Spencer. The Roman numerals on the bottom, 2008. The same year you won the weightlifting championship.
Same year.
The same code on the CCTV.
Same. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Why couldn't you have just arrested the cleaner? One of the others like you were supposed to. Caleb was a vile man who enjoyed making people suffer. He knew how badly I wanted that job, and he took it from me out of spite. I did the world a favor.
Spencer Ellis, you are under arrest for the murder of Caleb Beck. You do not have to say anything, but this may harm your defense if you fail to mention when questioned something that you later rely in court. Anything you say may be given in evidence.
I know that's right. Don't be sorry now. Don't be sorry now. Listen, I'm on the case. I'm on the case, okay? I'm on the case. It was Spencer. 30% of y'all saying Alexa? What's wrong with y'all? It was not Alexa. I'm telling y'all, it was between Spencer and Kyle, but that was that was his weapon. That was his dumbbell. His dumbbell was the murder weapon. I'm telling y'all, stick with me. Stick with me. That's it for episode 2. Look, we knocking them out. We knocking them out the park around here, okay? I do got some emails and some texts about Leah. Leah says, wait, just you hold for a second, okay? Because I'm trying to do, I can't do two things at the same time. We gonna visit the updates with Leah's case, my missing daughter. We gonna do that next time. But listen, we had to solve the case, y'all. We had to solve the case. We done figured out who killed Caleb. I can't remember his last name. Caleb Beck, I think is his last name. I told you, I wasn't as like confident with this one as I was with the last one, because all these people had motive. This was a good one. This was a hard one, because all these people were all shady sounding and looking around and didn't have no alibis and stuff. This wasn't as straightforward as the last case, but listen, we did it anyway. We cranking them out around here, okay? Suggestions PI is up for business. You know what I'm saying? We cranking out these cases. We solving these cases. All right, thanks so much for watching, y'all. Be sure to subscribe if you have not already. All right, y'all. Bye.